Yeah, I'm sore everywhere, everyone. I'm sore all over. Hamstrings, quads, calves for the most part. Oh yeah, ladies and gentlemen. We're sore. Dom's has hit. Oh my goodness. We are very, very sore, but we're gonna get through this. Putting on some blue rub before my run today. Oh man. I'm gonna get through, but I'm not sure how. Yes, we're gonna talk about running easy so that we can race fast. I've talked about this topic before, but it's been almost a year, I do believe. I'll have to go back. I put on my long socks. Oh, our work is not done, folks. Our work is not done. Get a little core work in, stretch, a little push-up action. Yeah, I'm sore everywhere, everyone. I'm sore all over. Hamstrings, quads, calves for the most part. Oh, holy guacamole. All right, here we go. Got my recovery mix. Gonna mix it up right now. It's Amsterdam time. As I posted on Strava, all eyes look to Amsterdam now. It's like, that is the next, and not just for me, not just for me. A lot of you out there watching are also racing Amsterdam. Congrats on your training. Get it done. We're almost there. And good evening, everyone. All right, drinking my hot turmeric tea out in the studio. It's cold out here, got my hoodie on, and we're gonna dive into the topic here in a minute about why I train slow in order to race fast. And so we'll dive into that in a second. My legs are feeling a little better, not a lot better, but a little better after an Epsom salt bath and then saw the massage therapist. So, but it's, everyone, you know the drill by now. And by the way, I'm tired. So I didn't prepare for talking in the studio tonight. Sometimes I take 10, 15 minutes to write out bullet points. I'm so tired, I didn't do that. So if I sound a little jumbled in my thoughts, that is why. But I'll do my best to still get the information out there to you that I want to. Okay, so today's run, so I'm walking this line in racing and in training. Grateful that I qualified for this World Mountain Running Championships, but frankly wasn't sure it was going to happen. Like, I was confident, but I wasn't positive. And then we've got Amsterdam on the horizon. So my legs are very sore from the race. I'm grateful I went to New Hampshire and raced, but I'm sore. But I need to do a few more key workouts in order to arrive at the starting line in Amsterdam as fit as possible, as fresh as possible, and injury-free, okay? So today's run, no joke, 22 miles, okay? At 7:40 a mile in the Nike Zoom Fly 3s, it actually felt pretty easy, very controlled, which I'm grateful for, but I'm just, and there it is on your screen in kilometers, I'm just walking this line, and so I wouldn't usually train through sore legs like this, just so you know. I'm doing it because of Amsterdam and because I want to get a couple more just good, solid, long-run efforts in before I catch an airplane next week to go to Vienna. So anyway, just mentioning that real quick. Okay, why I train slow in order to race fast. I'm not going to get into too much of the science, just a little bit. Basically, as runners, we run aerobically and anaerobically. Aerobically is where we typically train, okay? Anaerobic is when you start going into oxygen debt, like when you're doing interval training or when you're running up a mountain and you're breathing really deep. That is now oh my goodness, and I'm not going to get into heart rate stuff right now, but it's basically where you're breathing really, really hard, which is important for shorter distances, especially, and longer, a little bit for the marathon, but especially for 10K and below. So 5K, 1 mile, 800, absolutely. Like, that's where most 800-meter runners will really hone in their skills, is running in that anaerobic state, because their 800-meter race, it's like an all-out sprint, and you hold it for as long as you okay, it's not an all-out sprint, but you're really walking that line as close as possible. So for me, here's the deal. And the reason I'm bringing this topic up today, which I haven't brought it up in a year, and the reason I'm bringing it up today, it's probably a top 3 question that I receive on Strava. Basically, it goes like this. Someone will type below, a slow, easy day. So for me, what is an easy day, a slower day, whatever phrase you want to use, is it's usually, I consider it definitely 9 minutes a mile to 10 minutes a mile. But a lot of people will start commenting when they see that on Strava, and they'll be like, Seth, why are you running so slow? You can run a 15-minute 5K. What's going on? And so the first answer to why I train slow in order to race fast is this. When you're training at a high volume and pretty high intensity, you're so tired. Like right now, as I'm standing here, you're so tired. There's frankly no other option but to run slow on easy days and recovery days. And that's like the non-scientific answer. That's the emotional answer. I'm telling you, when you get to that point, and I bet there's many of you out there who have experienced that, and maybe you're getting ready for a marathon. For me, it's definitely when I get above 90 miles a week. But definitely 90 miles. Anything below 90, I usually feel okay. But like anything above 90, like it's like, this is serious. And so the easy days must be so easy, silly easy, in order to simply survive, so that I can come back the next day and run, whether it's a tempo day, a long run, a threshold day, whatever the case may be. So that's the non-scientific answer to that is why I run so slow on my recovery days, all right? Now, on the flip side, a little more of the scientific, I'm not going to go into too much science, but basically our bodies, and many of you already know this, but when you're running hard, running intervals, running mountains, your muscles, like right now, my muscles are broken down. They are, the soreness, the DOMS, the delayed onset muscle soreness that came today, that's the little fibers in my muscles that are slight tears, ever so slight tears, that are barking at me and saying, Seth, you just put me through a lot, and now you need to recover, okay? So when you're out there and you're thinking about, okay, I want to go hard today, the next day should be easy. Why? Because your muscles are literally rebuilding right before your very eyes. And if you don't let them rebuild, over time, you can dig yourself into a hole, okay, in your training. Sometimes it's called OTS, or overtraining syndrome, okay? Okay, now hopefully that last point made sense. I'm going to jump into another point, my last point real quick. But anyway, again, if my thoughts are not completely clear, it's just because I'm tired. Okay, here we go. When we want to race fast, we need to train fast. We need to do fast workouts. The shorter the distances, especially. Marathon, yes. Ultra marathons, not quite as important. Half marathons, yes, but especially like anything below 5K. In order for me to be able to race fast, I need to make sure my workouts are fast and that I'm doing the threshold run like I did last week, 9 miles at 5:15 per mile. And my goal pace in Amsterdam is definitely 5:18, 5:19 and below per mile. That's the goal pace that I want to hit and I need to hit. So I had a huge boost of confidence when at altitude, I was able to hold 5:15 a mile on dirt at altitude with no competition. But the only reason I was able to do that was because I ran slow, easy, silly slow the day before, and I recovered. And my legs, I think I haven't looked yet. I'll have to go back and look. I think it was even 2 days before I started a little mini, I'm not going to say taper, but a freshener, couple days of freshness in order to get ready for that threshold run. And I will do the same next week when I do my last threshold before Amsterdam on Wednesday. So if I would have run, let's say 7 minutes a mile last Tuesday, what if I would have then only been able to run 5:20 a mile in the threshold last week because my legs were not as fresh the next day and they felt a little tired, a little off? Then I would not have received as great an aerobic stimulus in that threshold run, bordering that anaerobic line for me at 5:15 a mile. Maybe I would have only been able to hold 5:22 a mile. I don't know. So hopefully this is making sense, but if I run easy, it allows me to run harder in certain workouts, which I believe allows me to run harder and faster in a race. Does that make sense? Oh man, that was a long roundabout way. I probably could have just said those 10 words right there and just called the vlog there. But that is what I'm talking about when I run 8:45 a mile, 9 minutes a mile. Sometimes I'll even drop it down to, yes, 10 minutes a mile. You've seen it on Strava. If you follow me on Strava, you know I can do that every now and then. And with that said, everyone, I got to go to bed. Question of the day, how do you approach your easy days? Let's not even talk about threshold. Let's not talk about hard days. Let's just talk about easy days. Like, what's your mental state? How fast do you run? What shoes do you run in? So let's talk all about easy days down below in the comments, and maybe some newer runners who haven't heard of this concept before of like easy days easy, hard days hard. Maybe you can go learn some things down below in the comments as well. I love you guys. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. I'm going to throw it back to some other easy day discussions on the right and the left, some old vlogs for you to check out if you have time. I appreciate you being here. Thanks for watching. All right, signing off. Seek beauty, work hard, and love each other. See you tomorrow.